Hold that to your mouth.
I will hold.
So
We're not started. You haven't started.
It's never not started.
Okay.
Don't cut.
Keep rolling. Oh my God, high knees.
High knees, little shorts. Welcome to episode 1 of Secondhand Smut.
Thank you.
You're
Happy
welcome.
To be here.
You're going to be here every time. You're not my guest. Actually, you're my guest, and I'm your guest.
We're each other's guests.
We're guests, and we're the hosts, Paul and Angela.
The hair is hairy.
I know, and it's a little hot. I got a little sweaty.
I
got a little sweaty making the pot roast, and that always makes my roots.
Yeah.
A lot of volume.
It looks good.
Thank you.
Your hairline is unreal.
I know, 32.
God, you would never know it.
You'd never know it. Not by my personality, my maturity level,
right.
my skin. Maybe
money saved.
My skin. Money. My net worth.
Net worth.
I don't know how to start it.
Okay, that's okay. We're back with episode 1
of Secondhand Smut.
First episode, diving into our first book series, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I guess so. I already know the title. Normally, I'm not going to know the title, so it'll be more of a surprise. But this time, I do know it's after because we talked about it.
Right. This one's a little bit different. This week's episode is a little bit different because I've already told you so much, a little bit, about
I was like, because if you have,
series.
I've retained. The only thing I remember about it is that there are multiple books and that there's a Netflix show. But I don't know,
Netflix movies, 5 of them.
Movies.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead. I knew you were going to ask.
What is Wattpad?
So I don't know exactly what Wattpad is, and that's not good.
Yeah, I thought you were about to tell me.
I do think it's similar, not necessarily to like Tumblr, but I think it's a platform where
it's horny.
People could go and just like write little stories. So I think what happened was this author, Anna Todd, who wrote the After series, started this story of Hardin and Tessa on Wattpad, and people liked it, and then it turned into this. We'll get to it.
Okay.
So...
Well, I guess I'm just going to look at it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell me.
If you'd like to read the
There's only one
synopsis.
direction. Follow your heart. Don't love that? Okay.
Okay.
Tessa is a good girl with a sweet, reliable boyfriend back home. She's got direction, ambition, and a mother who's intent on keeping her that way. But as soon as she arrives at WCU, she runs into Hardin, her mother's worst nightmare. With his tussled, we'll keep it in. With his tousled brown hair, tattoos, and irresistible British accent, Hardin is undeniably attractive, but completely different to what Tessa's used to. But he's also rude, to the point of cruelty even. Tessa should hate Hardin, and she does, until she finds herself alone with him in his dorm. His dark mood grabs her, and when they kiss, something ignites within her, a passion she's never known before. He'll call her beautiful, then insist he isn't the one for her, and disappear without a word. Hot. Actually, that part was hot. Despite the reckless way he treats her, Tessa is compelled to dig deeper and find the real Hardin beneath all his lies.
Yes!
He pushes her away again and again, but every time she pushes back, and she winds up being pulled further in. Will Tessa risk everything for someone she can't trust? I think she will.
Something tells me she might.
She will.
I think she just might.
Anna Todd after fanfic? What's it a fanfic of?
They say, and I've heard that it's not true, that it is true, that it was supposedly a fanfic of Harry Styles. Obviously, every fic is of Harry Styles.
Obviously.
Or at least it was
horny Kindle or something.
Or at least she was like picturing Harry Styles when she made Hardin in her mind, you know.
Is he British?
Oh, yes. Hey, yes!
Oh.
Yes, he's British.
Might be.
Yeah, so that was a novel in and of itself, just that.
All right, we'll get into it. Tell me.
Okay, so any initial thoughts? Like,
I'll say, that really didn't
do anything
for me. I like Tessa. Yep. Sounds like I don't like her. Sounds like I don't like her mom. Sounds like I don't like Hardin.
This is a possessive MMC.
Male main character.
Yep. This would be a somewhat enemies to lovers / betrayal genre.
Yeah, what happens? Well,
okay. I would categorize this series as like losing your virginity to smut. Like it's YA clearly. Her name's Tessa.
Yeah, Hardin. That's
right.
wild.
You can tell it's YA. They're 18 years old. They're in college. So I would recommend this book series to 18-year-olds.
To my little sister.
To Serena. Mm-hmm. She'd love it.
She'd love it.
So yeah, this is like, very, very intro. It's like a watered down.
Softcore.
Yes. It would
well,
be
so like scale of like.
Lohman's like 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay.
Like there's a lot in here, oddly enough, like the whole Seattle thing, which is also in 50 Shades. There's a lot of stuff in here where I think she like fell in love with 50 Shades of Grey and then wrote this book, but it's for young adults.
We've got 50 Shades of Grey at home.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I have taken the liberty of writing some notes down, marking pages I'd like for you to read a little bit. But as we get into it, basically, yeah, Tessa's gone to college. She's a good girl. She's a good girl.
So what's the reliable boyfriend?
Getting to that.
Okay, so sorry.
Yep.
Sorry.
Hold your goddamn horses.
We're working out the kinks.
So we've got Tessa. She's the good girl, goody two shoes. Virgin, obviously.
Loser.
Yeah, right. 18 years old.
Yeah,
oh my God.
virgin.
And so she's going off to college. How the book starts, she's going off to college with her mom and her boyfriend, Noah. Noah is her high school boyfriend. He's still in high school. He's a senior.
Who would play her?
Who would play her? Well, since there is a movie
out, yeah, that makes that easier.
It makes it a lot easier. And having watched the movies prior to reading the books, I just pictured the actors, which was not a problem for me.
Well then just describe them to me.
Noah in the book, he's blonde. Tall blonde, picture 6 foot. He's on the soccer team. He's got a nice bod, blonde.
Oh, skinny, but thin, not built.
Not too built, but he's not
cardio.
Skinny. He's a little muscly.
Okay. Channing Tatum.
If he was
and
blonde,
She's the Man.
Yes, that bod. Not bad.
No.
I was in a soccer movie once.
Yeah.
A soccer movie, Channing Tatum?
Dude, soccer
Jesus.
movie that made my fucking dick tingle for the first time talking
Mine
about
too.
myself. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was like, ooh.
Hello.
Woo. When they were like in the dorm together.
Yeah.
I was like, dream.
That was
God.
Smut.
That was Smut. That was smutty. But then so funny.
That is one of the greatest movies of all time. Anyway. So she gets to college. Right away, as they open the door, her mom sees Tessa's new roommate on the bed. This is Steph.
Never trust
like
a Steph.
her already.
Never trust a Steph.
Never trust a Steph. Doesn't like her already. She's got shit all over the walls. She's hot in the movie, by the way.
Okay. Tattoos.
And straight in the book, but gay in the movie.
I like that more.
Yeah. Tattoos. So already the mom is like, Tessa, you're not staying in this dorm. Tessa's like,
I fucking don't like her mom.
Oh, Carol, just buckle up. So mom and boyfriend leave. Noah drops her off. They leave. And
that fucking beta cuck.
Yep. And now it's just Steph and Tessa in the dorm.
How come, is Noah not going to college?
No, he's in high school still. Yeah. I mean, embarrassing, right?
This virgin
is dating a
junior.
High schooler. Embarrassing,
Ew.
Anyway, Hardin comes in, and he's covered in tattoos, and this is her first intro to Hardin, and he says something assholey. I can't remember really exactly, it was like a million books ago.
Yeah.
She meets him. He's a dick. She already doesn't like him. Whatever. So what happens is she starts going to parties with her roommate, Steph.
Oh, well,
Steph's
of course.
like, come to
bad
parties,
influence. Gay people are bad influences on Christian virgins. Wait, Christian? Is it established?
It's not a Christian school.
But you're going to tell me Tessa's...
Oh, she's definitely Christian.
Yeah,
she does mention it.
She's got a little cross on.
Yeah, she does mention it in the book.
Purity ring.
But not in the movie. I will say that the book and the movie lines are blurred for me.
That makes sense.
Because as I was reading the book, I was picturing the movie.
The movie. Because you watched the movie first?
I watched all the movies first. Okay. Prior to reading the book series. I know.
It's all right.
So, eventually, they go to a party. And Truth or Dare breaks out.
Because when I look back and I think about college, I think about all the Truth or Dare we played.
And Suck and Blow. There's Truth and Dare and Suck and Blow in this book.
This is crazy.
I know. Which is what we were doing in high school.
Yeah, that's what we did in high school. And
the amount of Suck and Blow we played in high school. Do you remember?
Yeah, and I never wanted to do it because it was always like...
You were gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it was always just our friend group.
Yeah, and I didn't want to suck or blow any of them.
Yeah.
Guy or gal.
I know. Whatever,
You
it's
do?
what you do.
It's what you
It's
do.
what you do. Anyway, so a game of truth or dare breaks out. Tessa gets dared to kiss Hardin. She doesn't want to. She doesn't. Blah,
Well,
blah,
she
blah.
can't because Noah.
Right, exactly.
Biblical name. Strong
Yep.
biblical name.
Yep. She goes upstairs. They're at a frat house. She goes upstairs, whatever, wanders away.
Over kissing him, she leaves and goes upstairs and makes a scene.
Yeah. She's getting really drunk. She wants to go home, but she can't. She's too far away from campus. She doesn't want to kiss this guy. She's looking for a place to sit down.
Well, actually, that is... Who hasn't?
I know.
Who hasn't?
Right.
That does sound
Right.
like college.
So, cut to, Hardin does find her that night. She's passed out in some room, and some guy is trying to force
Shut
himself
the
upon
fuck
her.
up.
Uh-huh. And so she like comes to and she's like, "No, get off me." And she like runs down the hall and she's like, "Hardin, help me." And he's like, "Come in my room." And she goes in his room and he like tells the guy to fuck off, whatever.
He doesn't beat the...
He
doesn't
might
call the authority. I would
he
have like,
might
I'd have been like,
beat him.
"Oh,
I can't
everyone,
remember.
wake up in the house. There's a fucking people
Yeah.
in our house."
It's like one of his frat brothers.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they do end up kissing that night. They end up kissing in his bedroom. That's their first
Nothing
kiss.
says "kiss me."
Right, like
I
fending off
didn't
of,
just yeah.
Then her kind of obsession with him starts, where she's intrigued. I would say obsession. I would say she's intrigued by him now. She's kissed him. She's feeling an electricity between them that she's never felt before.
The tingle.
The tingle.
She has the tingle.
She got the tingle.
the gooch tingle.
She got the gooch tingle for the first time she's ever had.
Everyone knows.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
They just kind of start seeing each other on campus. It is what it is, you know.
Where's Noah? I'm real worried
In
about
high school,
Noah.
he lives 2 hours
Yeah, but
away.
is he texting
He's
her
2
all
hours
the
away
time?
in a different city.
Is he calling her all the
He
time?
is
Are they
calling her.
FaceTiming?
He is calling
Does she
her.
know something's up? Does she even care?
She-
Fucking Tessa.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, she doesn't. She
doesn't care.
You go to college and you stop caring.
Oh, because it's all about her growth and her journey.
It is. It's her sexual awakening.
Break up.
Hey, you're telling
Break
me.
up.
I know. No, but she's still like, Noah's like, "I'm worried about you. You're partying. You know, your roommate's bad news. Like, blah, 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 blah."
I feel like you kissed a guy named Hardin.
One day, Hardin comes up to Tessa and is like, "I want to take you I want to show you something. I want to take you somewhere." And she's like, "All right, I'm going to go with him."
Okay.
And so he takes her down a gravel road. Hardin turns the music off so that only the noise and little stones crunching beneath the tires can be heard.
Wait, oh, and this is in Washington, okay.
Washington State.
Okay. Green.
So he's taking her to, yep, exactly, picture it. So he's taking her to a little swimming hole. There's a little
Skinny dipping.
little dock, yep. And he's like, "This is my special place. This is where I come. I don't bring anyone here. You're special."
Oh, do you build the dock?
Who knows?
Oh.
And so he's like, "Just come swimming with me. Let's go swimming." And she's like, "No, I'm too shy. I don't have anything to wear." And he's like, "Well, just wear my shirt." And
To swim in?
to swim in. She's modest. She really doesn't like to, you know. And so
Praise be.
praised be
In
is
his
right.
name we pray.
They're swimming and they share a makeout sesh in the water. Legs wrapped around, you know, whatever.
And she's still beholden.
She's still beholden to Noah.
Oh, fuck,
big
that's
time.
the pot roast.
Ooh, get the pot roast.
Okay, hold on.
Is it done?
No, but I have to, like, put the potatoes in and then start it for another, like, hour.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It'll be real quick.
Should we pause this? Can we
Yeah,
pause?
we can clap back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we'll take a pause for the pot roast.
Okay, hold on. No, okay, a better one. All right, we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
The pot roast has been pot roasted. Okay, so we're in the swimming hole.
We're in the swimming hole. She's wrapped her legs around him.
She's wrapped her legs around him.
Passionately kissing.
She's just feeling the electricity.
Wearing nothing but his shirt.
And her bra and underwear. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I fucking hate that. I'll tell you what, I hate that detail. Why wouldn't you just wear your bra and underwear? I thought the whole thing
That's
was
what
like
Hardin's
she didn't want
saying.
to get...
That's what Hardin's saying.
I feel like, okay.
She's a virgin.
But, like, you're going to put a big old shirt on and jump in water? That's a hazard.
Oh, the air bubble?
Yeah.
That would
Not hot.
catch up? I know. So anyway, they're both feeling this electricity.
Well,
okay?
obviously. Hard in.
Yeah. So we're about to have our first intimate experience.
But she hasn't broken up with Noah yet?
No, she's still with Noah.
I'm not into this.
It's all right.
I'm upset.
Yep. Well, it happens.
I can see it's like you're leaving to college, you got your high school boyfriend, he's a senior now, and then you say, hey, I'm going to fuck. I'm going out.
Yeah, but that
there.
was not her plan. Her plan was not Hardin. Hardin was not in the cards for her.
They never are.
This was never expected.
But she can fix him.
Yes.
No.
So,
Noah.
what happens is he kind of walks out of the water with her around his body, lays her down in the grass.
Oh, you meant like right now. I thought you were like, oh, in the next part is they meet up and like they've showered.
No.
Okay.
Right now. And this time can be cut out. That takes me to look for this, right?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, I know how to edit.
Oh, this part's good.
Okay, stop teasing me.
This part's good. So they're like still in the water. And she goes, he takes me by surprise when he grabs my waist and lifts me into the air. I kick my legs and flail my arms, screaming at him to put me down. But he only obliges me by laughing and tossing me into the water. I land a few feet away, and when I come above the water, his eyes are bright with glee. You're going to pay for that, I yell. Dude, half the time I'm like, we'll skip over some of the dialogue because it's I get so much secondhand embarrassment in these books because they're so fucking
You're gonna pay
cheesy.
for that with my flailing arms.
Okay, he fake yawns in response, so I swim at him and he grabs me again. But this time I wrap my thighs around his waist without really realizing it. A shocked gasp falls from his lips. Sorry, I mutter and unhook my legs. But he grabs them and folds them back around his waist. That electricity between us can be felt, this time more intensely than before. What are you doing to me, Tess? He says softly. So this is them just kind of
he's
like...
a thigh man.
Oh, yeah. And the whole thing with Tessa is that she's like a little more voluptuous than other girls. She's not skinny. She's not flat-chested. She doesn't have a flat ass. She's got some hips.
She's got curves.
She's got curves. She's curvaceous, for sure.
This is funny.
Yep. So now we're getting into... Oh, God. Also another thing that, like, I can't handle how many times is said in these books is pad. So I pad across the room. Instead of saying I walk across the room. Yes. Every fucking time.
Every time.
Every time.
That's your Australian coming out
It is. Every time anyone walks anywhere, they pad.
I've never
he
heard
padded
that.
across. Well, and it's in, like, now that I'm reading more smut novels, every book says pad.
Was that just like part of the thesaurus?
Right
click.
Dude, I'm learning that there is like a smut romance novel book thesaurus. There's like a vocabulary.
But pad is on there?
Pad.
I thought when you said pad, I thought it was going to be something
like this
else.
says, my feet pad quietly across the soft grass until I'm only inches from Hardin.
I guess I've heard it, but not...
It's unreal.
Not common.
That's
not regular.
I know it's not. I had never really read that in any other books. Anyway, they're on the grass. They're out of the water now. And he's going to give her her first sexual experience. Mind you,
Did
she's
she
a virgin.
ask for it?
Well, she's asking for it. You know what I'm saying?
Look how she's dressed?
She's asking. No, the electricity.
The electricity is asking for it. But I mean, is there a point where he's like, do you want me to take your virginity?
That's not what's happening right now.
Oh, it's mouth stuff? It's anal.
It's anal. Her first sexual experience is anal.
The loophole.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I know you can. I know you can.
I imagine it right now.
Oh, he's saying things like, you know, she's being shy. He's trying to take his shirt off of her, and she's like, no. And he's like, you don't ever have to cover up for me. Saying all this type of shit.
Wait, like, because of like a...
Plus, she's embarrassed of her body. And so he's like, you don't ever have to cover up in front of me.
Listen.
What?
I don't obviously know anything about Miss Anna Todd.
But you think there might be some projection involved?
You could peel some layers back.
You could.
And there might be...
Of course.
Yeah.
So this is the very first tinge of like, not possessiveness, but just like, not controlling, but just like, I'm telling you what to do type thing.
You don't have to make excuses for him, Angela.
You're right. Although,
you don't have to
you might say that now. Don't ever cover up, not for me, he says. It's just, I begin to explain, but he cuts me off. No, you will not cover up for me. You have nothing to be ashamed of, Tess. She goes, you've been with so many girls. None like you. And I know I could take his answer many different ways, but I choose to let it go. She goes, do you have a condom? And he goes, a condom? I'm not going to have sex with you.
Oh.
He says this, and I begin to panic. Is this all a game to humiliate me?
Is he just like, I'm going to
eat
you out?
And so then he just goes, like, you're a virgin. I'm not going to fucking fuck you right now.
Well, thank you, Harden Dicks.
Thank you. I know. He's not all bad.
Okay.
And then he goes, I can't believe no one has fucked you before.
Man, I can't believe no one's ever fucked you before.
Isn't that so romantic?
Well,
what a nice thing to say.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. So he basically just kind of like, rubs up on her.
They have a grind sesh.
Yeah, they have a grind sesh.
That's her first sexual experience.
And that's her first orgasm.
Damn, Noah.
I know. Damn, Noah. Oh, he don't even know.
Yeah, he doesn't even know. No wonder he's in high school.
So they just kind of, they have an experience that day together. And then he kind of ices her a little bit, and she's like, oh my God, is he icing me? And then they're driving back to the college, and he like puts his hand on her leg, and she's like, I'm feeling so good. His friends come around. Steph, her roommate, is his friend, and her friend Molly, who's a cunt.
Bitch's name Molly.
Yeah. He acts a little weird, and Tessa's like, are you embarrassed to be seen with me? And he's like, no, I just blah, 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 blah. So she's like, this guy's embarrassed.
Blah, 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 what? Don't yada me.
Well, that's kind of, I can't tell you because I'm saving the reveal till the end.
Like, there's something,
I'm
not embarrassed.
Yeah. He's like, no, I'm not embarrassed to be seen with you.
You're a virgin with a boyfriend in high school, and...
He basically, what happens is he just kind of shoos her away, and she feels like she got taken advantage of. Because, yeah, I know. Grow up.
Grow up! Virgins suck.
What happens is she's like, you use me, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. I'm not ever touching you ever again. I should just stay with Noah. Harden, we see the first violent episode with Harden. She gets a call from her new friend Landon, who she met in classes.
Gay?
Not gay.
With a name like that?
But there is a reveal with Landon. So she gets a call from her friend Landon and is like, Harden's having a violent episode. I need you to come talk to him. Now, how do we know that Landon and Harden know each other? Turns out they're about to be stepbrothers.
Oh.
So
wait, hot.
Landon's, it doesn't go down that road.
But that would have been so good.
So Landon, is her new BFF that she met in classes. She had no clue that this was Harden's stepbrother to be. So she gets to Landon's house.
Okay.
And he has just destroyed the entire house.
What's he mad about?
He's mad because his father proposed to Landon's mother, and they're going to be married. And his father is now sober, but was an alcoholic when Harden was growing up, and wasn't there for Harden, and was more of a father to Landon than he was to Harden.
But are Landon and Harden, like, the same age?
They are the same age, but Harden's dad left when he was 10. And moved to the United States.
Family.
And moved to the United States.
Oh, I forget that he's British.
He's British.
Oh.
Yeah. So goes over there in the middle of the night to comfort Harden. Oh, and I left out a little detail.
What?
Noah's there.
Where? Wait. The only person I even am invested in this is Noah. Because I'm just like...
That day, Noah showed up and was like, surprise, I'm here. And she's like, great. Because, she'd written off Harden. She was like, fuck you, I don't want nothing to do with you. Like, you're being a dick in front of your friend.
I guess I'll just go with old reliable.
Yep. So Noah shows up, but she gets...
Can he tell that she's different because she's had an orgasm?
I don't know.
I bet he could.
I bet he could. You look different.
You look different.
I don't know
what
I can't relaxed. Put my finger. Yeah. She gets a call from Landon in the middle of the night. I need you to come talk to Harden. He's screaming. Your name came up. I don't know what's going on. So she leaves Noah in her dorm room to go to Harden's house.
I don't like that Landon's like, oh, hey, this apparently volatile, violent, abusive person is having an
alcoholic.
Episode.
He's now, yeah.
Let me call this 18-year-old girl to come over and handle it.
Hindsight 2020 it's not a good idea.
Yeah. Call the police.
For sure.
Call the police.
For sure, call the police. So Tessa gets there. She's talking to him. He's shit-faced. He's drank an entire bottle of liquor, destroyed all the dishes in the house. Is talking about how his dear old dad's going to marry Karen, and he's got a whole new family and never... woe is me.
These are not problems.
He's a bitch.
Yeah.
He's definitely a bitch. So somehow that night they make it up into Harden's room.
Somehow.
And, she's calmed him down now. and she's gonna calm him down even more.
Oh.
This is the first time she's ever touched a penis.
She's gonna pee in the G or pee in the mouth?
Pee in the hand.
Pee in the H.
Yeah. She's just giving him a hand
this
job.
This isn't even a slow burn. Like,
it's.
Come on.
It gets, well, it's, it's all new to her.
That's probably the worst hand job.
Paul, this is, if you, like, I wish I would have read this when I was 17, okay? But unfortunately, I read it when I was 31. I don't know what to say.
Well, no, that's fine.
I'm telling you.
This isn't about you.
This is seriously.
This is about Anna.
It is. It's certainly.
Because what? I just mean, what are we rewarding
gives him
this bad behavior?
Yes. Well, that's the whole thing. That's a literal theme in these books, and they even say
where's
it in the
growth?
books. They're like, what we do to make each other feel better is we have sex with each other. And they say that in every book. It's the whole thing. That's the premise of the story. Anyway, she gives him an over-the-boxers hand job. Okay?
We're not even skin to skin.
No, we're not even skin
But also,
to skin.
like,
we're not even skin
what
to
is
skin.
her deal, man? Just break up with Noah and then I don't have a problem.
So then what happens is the next morning she's like, fuck! Oh my god, Noah! So she goes back to her dorm.
She stayed the night?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Noah runs out. Hardin had followed her. And Hardin is like, fucking tell him! Tell him, Tessa,
Hardin.
tell him what...
Oh my
yeah,
God,
messy.
Dude, this is... Okay.
Messy.
All right, yeah.
It was messy. Noah's like... And she's like...
Noah.
Yeah, poor Noah.
I hope he gets a milkshake on the way home.
He probably does.
He probably does.
Hardin's like, fucking tell him, Tessa, tell him everything.
Tell him you touched my dick through cloth last night because I was so mad that my daddy's getting married.
Yes.
I hate them.
Oh, they suck.
I'd like a book about Noah and what he goes through when he comes out.
Yeah. Okay, so they do break up.
Yeah, obviously he could do better than her.
Yeah. But they don't. Noah, this is by no means the end of Noah. They break up, but he still loves Tessa. He's been with her forever.
Get out of here. She's using you.
Yep. They just kind of do a really long, drawn-out back and forth thing with each other. Like, they're just toxic. They fight all the time.
About what?
They go to parties, and there's misunderstandings. Like, Tessa will see him talking to a girl and get pissed off and go kiss a boy or something, you know?
Straight people.
Oh, I know. It's extremely straight. So
have they banged it out yet, though?
Oh, they don't bang it out until like the end of this book.
So he's like, tell him. And so Noah's gone, and now she's single, and now they're together, and they don't bang it out.
Yeah, but he's not telling anyone they're together. So she is.
That's embarrassing.
She is secret, or at least, you know, there's something going on. There's a reason why he's not
telling people that they're together, and so
together.
She's not allowed to say they're together either.
And he's secretive with her. Like, he'll come around when he's drunk. And he told her that he didn't drink. But he's only coming around when he's drunk. So there's a lot of this stuff. Gay. So let's kind of cut to... She gives her first blowjob on page 261.
That's pretty far in.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But how's it go?
I think...
Does she like it?
Do you want...
Let's go! Let's go! Let's get some things going!
Let's fucking go!
Yeah!
Okay, you can kind of start right here where it says, I don't know, what do you want me to do?
Okay. Hardin, I chirp. Okay. And he chuckles against my neck. His hands travel down my body. He brings his thumb along the waistband of the oversized plaid pajamas. You gotta be hot to be hot.
Yeah.
And that's not being hot.
It's hard.
My pulse begins to quicken. And I grasp as his hand slides down the front of the pants. He always has the same effect on me. Wet.
Literally.
Within seconds, I feel myself ew! Pulling in my panties. No! His other hand cups my breasts, and he hisses as he flicks his thumb over my sensitive nipple, making me glad. I decided not to sleep in my bra. Free the nip. I can't get enough of you, Tess. His raspy voice is even deeper, filled with lust. His hand cups me over my panties. I don't hate the word panties.
Can I tell you something? And it's all they say. They don't say anything else. I don't read the word in my head. In this book, in any other smut book I read, I can't say panties.
Yeah.
I can't read it.
Okay, blah, blah, blah. His erection presses against me. I reach down and I take his hand, removing it from my pants. When I turn to face him, a frown covers his face. Oh, what?
Oh, why are you so sad?
I want to do something to you, I whisper. Slowly, embarrassed. It is embarrassing.
It is so
I
embarrassing.
would be embarrassed. Jesus Christ. A smile overtakes the frown, and he takes my chin in between his fingers, forcing me to look at him. What do you want to do? He asks. I don't know exactly. I just know I want to make him feel as good as he does me. I want to see him lose control like I did in this same room. So she lost control in that room sometime? Whatever, I don't care. I don't know. What do you want me to do? My lack of experience is evident in my tone. Yeah, it's evident. Hardin puts my hands in his and slides them down to the bulge in his pants. I really want those plump lips wrapped around me. I gasp at his words, and I feel the pressure in my thighs. Is that something you want? He asks, his hand moving circles over his crotch. What?
I know, dude.
He's just...
Some of them I'm like, has any of...
Yeah, close your eyes and picture that
right
before we write it down. His dark eyes regard me, gauging my reaction. I nod and gulp. Gross. Earning a smile from him, he sits up and he pulls me to join him. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay, is that it? Hold on. I don't know. Is that... Because that wasn't a blowjob.
No.
That wasn't a blowjob. He took a call.
Yeah, he took a call.
Is he a drug dealer?
No, he's just a shady motherfucker. And he won't tell her. She goes, who called me? Who called you?
He's married.
He goes, no one.
He has a girlfriend.
He lies.
He has a girlfriend. Don't tell me.
She goes, was it Molly?
That
That
bitch.
bitch. He goes, Tessa, it's not. And then Landon comes in and interrupts, and she can't finish the
BJ.
So just shady things are happening. You know, he's also on the side. He's got a good friend named Zed, who in the movie doesn't really have a role, but in the book, his role is huge. And he has a huge, massive crush on Tessa. He's Hardin's friend, but he's not as shitty as Hardin, so he is a good guy. He's hot too. Tattoos, fucking like, he's hot too.
Yep.
And he actually likes Tessa, but Tessa's obviously too stupid to go for Zed.
I hate Tessa.
She's an idiot.
I'm like, don't even feel bad for her.
So then, that kind of happens now, again, just more off and on shit. They get into a fight.
So still no sex?
Still no sex.
Not even a blowjob?
No.
Because that was an interrupted blowjob.
She does eventually, like, a little bit later give him a blowjob.
In that, after he gets back from the phone call?
Yep.
Okay. Thank God.
Thank God. They get in a fight. I can't remember what the fight is over, but now they're fighting, and they both decide to go to a party, and Tessa's out for blood. Like, she wants to make him jealous. Like, she's super pissed. So she proceeds to get drunk, and they say, let's play Truth or Dare again. And they're like, I dare you to kiss Zed. And Hardin's, like, sitting on the couch, just right next to her. Zed's right there. And they kiss. They make out hard. So Hardin's pissed. Like, he's very possessive. He's getting upset. They dare her again to go upstairs with Zed for 10 minutes. And she's like, looks at Hardin.
Are we playing
and is like
7 Minutes in Heaven in college?
Yes. That is what's happening.
This is bonkers.
It is bonkers. I'm like, you're all virgins.
Yeah, dude.
So Tessa and Zed go upstairs, and Zed is basically just like, I like you. I want to take you on a date. I'm better than Hardin. I'm better for you than he is. Blah, blah, blah. Yep. And then they come downstairs. She's holding Zed's hand. Hardin has a fucking...
hard on.
Shit fit.
Okay.
And she starts running down the road. Oh, she comes down the stairs with Zed. She's holding his hands, pulls away, and then they dare Hardin to kiss Molly, and then Tessa gets pissed. I know, it's... Well,
wild.
Can I tell you something, honestly, something about these books? Like, there's a reason I can't remember every detail, because it's so fucking repetitive.
Yeah.
Every single one of these books is so repetitive. It's the same situation over and over and over again. So it's like, I can't remember the minute details.
That's very porno.
It's like, I can't fucking keep up. It's like, you're doing the same thing every weekend, okay? Anyway, so she's running down the street because she got pissed that he was going to kiss Molly. And then he's like, come back. I love you. And says, I love you in front of everybody.
It's like such a thing where like people say I love you in a fight. And I'm just like, if that happens, it's probably not good.
If that happens, I'm like, bye.
Yeah, maybe that wasn't love.
I don't believe you.
Maybe that was a thing you said.
Yeah.
To get me to do something.
So she calls Landon and is like, Landon, can you come pick me up? Landon comes and picks her up.
You know what? One thing about Tessa? She's got a roster.
She sure does.
She's got a roster.
Zed, Landon, Hardin,
Noah would be
Noah.
there too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Noah's still lurking around. And, she's just being a bitch. Just being like, I'm going to cut you off if you stay with this guy Hardin, blah, 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 blah.
I think she should.
Right. He says, I love you, right? And she's like, how dare he say that to me? She gets in the car with Landon. They drive away. She's sobbing in the car. The next day, she's like talking to Hardin. They meet up. And she's like, you said you loved me last night. He goes, well, I don't. I don't love you.
Shock and awe.
Uh-huh. Shock and awe.
Or he loves her so much he just can't say it.
Meanwhile, I think she does go on a date with Zed at some point, and he's like super smart. He like is like, I want to take you to my chemistry lab or whatever, or he like biology. He's like, I want to take you to my biology lab and show you this new plant I've been trying to make. It's like glows in the dark, and he's like super smart and funny and cool and nice.
Good.
And
he
hot.
Doesn't fucking need to hitch himself.
Oh, he's
to
trying
this
hard.
Fucking bitch.
Oh, he tries
it's
almost
like,
all these
you
books.
Want to self-destruct? Go.
Right.
Bye.
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 Nope. He's
Are
got something for her.
Kidding
so
me?
special. This girl.
She got that golden key.
She does.
Is it because she's a virgin and all these guys are just like,
well, hold on, Paul.
the untainted fruit.
I
hate them.
I know I hate them too, but hold on. Hold that thought.
Okay.
So that happens. Then somehow her and Hardin reconnect. She tells him she went on a date with Zed. He gets pissed, but they reconnect. And now we're here where they're having a fight. They're at his parents' house, I think. Meanwhile, Tessa's become very close with Landon's mom and Hardin's dad. She's like, when Hardin goes, because Hardin's such an asshole. Hardin's such an asshole. Like, you know, she's Landon's best friend, so she's always at their house, and she was always at their house when her and Hardin are on, and they just love her. She's such a good influence for Hardin. She's making him such a better person.
I hate this.
So she's always at Hardin's parents' house, well, dad and stepmom's house, while he's off.
What in the fuck? The whole idea of like, you don't love me or whatever, we're fighting, but I'm just going to be
at your parents' house?
with your family, and I'm always at your house, and you can't escape me. You have no choice.
The guest room is now like her room.
Hate.
But he always knows to find her there. He always knows when he decides to come crawling back after he fucks up, he always knows where he can find her.
Stay in your dorm. That's not your house.
Yep. So now we're nearing the end of the book. We're at a part where they're on again. She says, I love you, to him.
Well, he doesn't love you. We already established that.
And he goes, I love you, Tess. I've always loved you. It's always been you. It's only you. It'll only ever be you. Tell me you love me again. So she says, I love you again. He goes, say it again.
Ugh.
And then they have makeup sex.
Sex? Have
Oh,
they
no,
been having sex yet?
No, they still haven't. But this right here, this is the first time he goes down on her. So that's funny. They refer to her clit as a bundle of nerves at the bottom of her something.
That's very clinical. That's how I would.
It is very
describe
clinical.
One, I guess.
Yeah. But finally, just a few days later, she's ready. By the way, this span of this book, I think, is 3 months.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how are her grades?
She's doing good.
How's everyone's grades
She's
going?
doing good.
What's everyone majoring in?
She's doing, obviously, English.
Obviously, English, communications.
She went there as an econ business major, but decided because she just loves books so much that she's going to switch to English.
Anna?
Mm-hmm, yeah. And that's why she loves Hardin so much, is he loves books just as much as she does.
He sounds like he can't read.
They're back on, and it's time for her to lose her virginity.
Finally.
And so she does, and he really likes to talk. He likes to talk dirty, and she obviously likes that, and he likes to make her say dirty things that make her uncomfortable while they're doing it. She goes, I've only ever seen condoms in sex ed class where they seemed so intimidating. But right here, right now, I just want to yank it out of Hardin's hand.
The condom's getting you going?
Yeah.
Okay, brah.
Virgin. So they do it, and this part is going to be important, you know.
They have sex.
They have sex, and he does something weird with the condom.
Blows it up and ties it into an animal.
Like that frog in Shrek?
Yeah, he's like this.
He puts it in his pocket.
The used condom?
Uh-huh. He puts it in his pocket and is like, I'll throw this away later. And then also she's like, well, there's blood on the sheets because I lost my virginity. Can you throw these sheets away?
And he says, no, I'm going to eat it.
He's like, yeah, I'll throw these sheets away. She doesn't see him throw either thing away. Yeah.
So he Was he gonna clone her? Is it a blood sacrifice? Is this a witch thing?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I wish.
I wish.
It's not that cool. But now, they're in love. They've made love. They love each other. Her mom, this is after she loses her virginity, her mom officially cuts her off. And it's like, I'm not paying for your dorm, so you're going to have to figure out where to live. And Hardin finds a place for them to live, and they move in together. Now, this is on the span, you start college in, like, September or August.
Yeah.
This is, like, November.
Yeah. Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
Christmas time.
So, they move in together to an apartment. So he does, come to find out, he does have a job. He is 1 year older than her. He does have a job. He reads manuscripts for a publishing house. That's
a fake job.
The publishing house, 50 Shades of Grey. I mean, this is a ripoff. This is a YA ripoff of 50 Shades of Grey. So he works at this publishing house. He did work at a previous publishing house. It was a family friend, Vance Publishing, which gets very important.
Bob Vance.
In this book. Actually, at the end of this book, he does end up getting Tessa an internship with Vance Publishing, because Vance is a family friend.
Yeah.
So, there we go.
But I mean, so he's in college for what? English? And he already has a manuscript reading job at a publishing house.
Yep. And now she works for a publishing house. It's a paid internship. And so it's very much, it's like, are you really...
Yeah, like, does this happen in...
No.
I guess it is a fantasy book.
It's a fantasy book, Paul. You gotta let it,
I'm just like, these sound like what the, like, people on House Hunters jobs are. Like...
For sure.
I'm a freshman in college.
My budget is $5.5 million.
Because I'm a manuscript reader for a publishing house.
It's very much like that.
Like, did you start working in publishing when you were 16?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Nepo baby, actually, really.
Nepo baby.
Are his parents rich and they're like
his dad is the chancellor of the college.
Oh, the chancellor.
Yeah. So like the dean. So they move in together. Everything's great, blah, blah, blah. It's now time for his dad to get married to Landon's mom. The wedding.
Is that how the book ends, on a wedding?
No.
Oh.
So we're at the wedding, and finally Hardin's ready to open up about his childhood and about why he's such a fucking prick all the time to everybody, how he can't forgive his dad. He can't...
Is it never mind.
So,
Also you talk.
As you know, his dad left when he was 10.
Yes.
Prior to that, his dad was a raging alcoholic.
Okay.
And one night, his dad fucked with the wrong people.
Okay.
And those people came to his house to beat up his dad, but his dad wasn't there. It was just Hardin and his mom. And they raped his mom in front of him when he was 8 years old. And he watched it. So he's got a...
Yeah.
Chip
on his shoulder.
He's got a rough... Yeah. So...
Is he seen anybody about that?
Nope. He has nightmares every night, but they went away when he met Tessa. She's the only person who can take the nightmares away.
Oh my God.
So
that's bad
That was like another thing when they were, off and on and off and on. He was like, you just make the nightmares go away.
Okay.
What
a nightmare.
So he's opened up to her. She now knows this, and she's like looking at his dad a little differently. Like, how could But he's sober now, and helped her get a job with Vance Publishing, his buddy from college.
Where's the mom, Dad?
The mom lives in London.
Oh, London.
Yep, she will come to visit in the next book. So, we've peeled these layers away. This is coming to light. She's now feels more comfortable with Hardin, more open with Hardin than she ever has before. And now we get to the big betrayal reveal. So they've been living together.
Who was on that phone call? Who interrupted the blowjob? It all comes back.
They're off again, or it's just one night, it's just one night, and he hasn't come home, or she's mad, she's out walking around or something, and she sees Steph and Molly and Zed and all his other friends. She's standing there talking to them. Steph goes, well, what new dorm did you move into? She's like, I'm not in a dorm, I've been living with Hardin. And Steph's like, we didn't know you were living with Hardin. She's like, yeah, we're pretty fucking serious.
Yeah.
And none of his friends know that.
Okay.
Which is weird.
Sure.
How would you not know?
What, has she not seen them?
They've been going to
4
party.
days.
Yeah, it has
the
been.
Whole book's been 4 days.
The whole book's been 4 days.
So, I guess, okay.
They've gone to parties, and people knew that they were fucking around with each other, but they didn't know that they were in love and
take the nightmares away.
Taking the nightmares away and all this shit, She goes, I don't have a new dorm. Yeah, I've been living with Hardin. And they're like, what? And in walks Hardin behind her and is like, Tessa, what are you doing here? I look up and his face is twisted in anger. He's trying to control it, I can tell, but it's about to boil over. He goes, I need to talk to you outside right now. And she's like, no, you can't take me outside and lie to me. Tell me what you need to say to me in front of all your friends.
Yeah.
What's going on? And he's like, you need to go home. And she's like, I'm not leaving.
So my wife's on their way here.
Yeah. And so she's like, I can't keep doing this back and fucking forth thing. And Hardin's like, just go home. And Steph's like, oh, back to your guys' apartment that you're living into together?
Yeah, you shady weirdo.
And then Molly's like, oh, well, that's interesting to hear. And Hardin's like, Molly, shut the fuck up.
Oh my God, what, Molly?
And Molly's like, well, have you told her the thing?
He has a kid.
Oh, no, she goes, you're really taking this whole thing a little too far, aren't you? And he goes, Molly, I swear to God, if you don't shut the fuck up. Tessa goes, what thing?
Oh my God, it was a bet.
He goes, Tessa,
oh
go.
Oh my God, it was a bet.
He goes, Tessa, go outside.
It was a truth or dare.
What is he taking too far? Tell me, everybody. Molly looks at Tessa and is like, wait, you must be in on it too.
Man.
I knew it. I told Jace you knew this whole entire time, but he wouldn't believe me. Hardin, you owe Zed some big bucks for this. Hardin's face is completely pale. All the blood seems to be drained from his entire body. My head is swimming and I'm so confused. I briefly glance at Nate, Tristan, and Steph, but they're all confused. Knew what? My voice is shaky. Hardin grabs my arm and tries to pull me away, but I jerk out of his grip. Don't play stupid with me. I know you know. What did he do? Split the money with you? Molly says to Tess. Hardin reaches for my hand and his fingers are ice cold. Tessa. I jerk away and stare at him. My eyes are wide. Tell me, what is she talking about? I yell to him. Tears threaten my eyes and I struggle to keep down all the emotions storming through me. Hardin astounds me by opening his mouth and then closing it again. Oh, you really don't know then? Oh, this is amazing. Everybody pull up a seat.
Oh,
Molly's
says.
Such
a cunt.
Yeah, she is.
Dude,
She's
Molly's
serving.
a cunt.
Uh-huh. Molly don't, says Steph. No, I think Hardin should tell her. She starts giggling. Hardin, again, I'll tell you outside. No, you'll tell me here in front of everybody. He pauses, fidgeting with his fingers before he speaks. I'm sorry. He holds his hands out in front of him. Tessa, you have to remember this was way before I even knew you. His eyes are begging for mercy. I don't trust my voice and I barely open my mouth when I say, tell me.
Oh.
That night, the second party you came to when we played Truth or Dare, and they asked if you were a virgin.
It was a de-virgining bet. It was a de-virgining bet.
You said you were, and that gave us an idea. Gave who the idea, Molly says. Gave me the idea, Hardin says. His eyes never leave mine, which doesn't make this any easier. That it would be fun to make a bet.
Yeah, Tessa.
Says.
Dude, fuck Tessa.
So it comes out. She looks to Steph. She's like, you knew this entire time?
Steph's not really a girl's girl.
No, she's not.
Molly's definitely not a girl's girl. But now they're bringing up Steph. You know what? You're kind of not a girl's girl either.
Uh-huh. Because hold on, there's something really good. There was always something in the back of my mind, a feeling that I was missing something. All of the air seems to be sucked out of the small room, and I find myself gasping as the reality of this all sets in. There were so many clues, I was just too blinded by Hardin to see them. Why would he take it this far? To have me live with him?
Yeah.
You knew, I turned to Steph. I can't look at Hardin any longer. I was going to tell you so many times, Tess. I didn't believe it when he claimed he won, even with the condom, Jace snickers. Right?
Dude.
Me either. The sheets, though? I mean, how can you deny blood on the sheets? Molly laughs.
First of all.
This was insane when I read this. I said, you're fucking keeping the condom and the sheets and bringing them to your friends and showing them?
But, I mean, honestly, those are the two easiest things to fake in the world.
True. Literally.
I don't know why they're like, oh, and then you brought the sheets and there was no way. What do you mean? We're full of blood.
That's quite literally how the book ends. She just walks out, and that's how the book ends.
I mean, that was a drama bomb.
It was a drama bomb.
It's
300 pages too long.
Yeah.
I'm telling you
I was just going to say, it's a TikTok that I would have scrubbed through to the end.
Yes, it's 582 pages, and I'm telling you it's 300 pages too long. Now, in the movie, it's certainly... The bet was nothing like that. The bet in the movie, because that makes you hate hard. There's no coming back from that, and I feel like in the movie they knew that. They're like, well, we got to have some redeeming quality. If that's pretty far.
I guess, but what?
The bet was just in the movie. The bet was just that he would make her fall in love with him, and then he would just dump her. when she was like really deep into it, he would just dump her.
Yeah, but that statement doesn't make any sense. Because to me, it's like the whole prize, the whole thing that made her so special was the virgin thing. Well, then, okay, riddle me this.
Okay. Ask your questions. Ask your questions.
Because so then if Zed... Zed or Zeb?
Zed.
So if was Zed actually into her?
Zed was actually into her, and he was kind of telling her, like, you know... I can't remember if maybe it's in the beginning of this book or I think it might be at the very end of this. He was saying something like, I would have called the bet off. Like, I would have stopped it. I wouldn't have done that to you. I wouldn't have, like, I actually like you. Yeah, and like, Hardin, even up to the end, and this was after everything, he still went through with it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like, Hardin could have just been like,
I like her now, and I'm stopping it.
Oh, whoopsie. I actually do like her. I'm going to go tell my friends the bet is off.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, you tell her.
You tell her.
You say,
For
this
sure.
is fucked.
Yes.
But the reason that I started hanging out with you was because of this bet, and then I really like you.
Yeah.
But also, Tessa sounds unbearable.
She's dumb.
Not special.
She doesn't, yeah. Well, that's the whole thing with these books. The girl is always special, and it's like, but are you? Like in this one, she doesn't like ketchup, and he's like, oh, you don't like ketchup? That's not American of you. It's like, that's your special thing, is that you don't like ketchup.
You like, what is the other sauce? HP sauce? HP sauce? Oh, do you prefer HP sauce?
Yeah, it's just like, she's not special, but she is, for whatever reason.
But also, she was kind of an absolute total bitch.
Yeah, she fucked up. And she did fucked up shit.
Yeah, she was like toxic and shitty.
She is toxic. That's the whole thing. They're not both innocent.
Innocent.
Yeah. And so, okay, any questions?
I mean...
Because, there's a lot to digest in this. It is very long, so there are some things that I glossed over. Yeah. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, but I think... Yeah, the whole main gist is that her and Noah are not together. He's still in her life. Yeah, but
so then what's with Noah?
They're still in each other's lives because they just...
Because it's been 3 days since they broke up.
Correct. They will always love each other, but she
never loved him.
He's just too good. She didn't love him the way she loved Hardin. That's for sure.
Hardin didn't love her the way she thought he did.
He's trying to convince her that he did. He's like, please don't go. I love you more than anything. I'll do anything for you. This bet was a bad idea.
This is dumb. So then when he was like taking those phone calls, what was that? Like they were calling to be like...
We're going to tell on you.
Oh.
You better tell Tessa or we're going to tell her.
Well, why wouldn't they have just told her? Fuck Molly.
Because you know what he was doing? So, like, when he moved her into their apartment, he wouldn't let her go to her dorm to pack her things. He was like, I've got us an apartment. You're going to be moving in. And I'm going to go to the dorm and pack your things. So you wait. Like, he pulled her away from everybody.
That's wild, though.
So, like, she wasn't really seeing Steph and Molly. Like, she would see Landon in class, and she would be at Landon's house 24. Landon was really the only person that she was around. Which is
what's going on with him. He's not secretly in love with her.
He has a long-term girlfriend, Dakota, who doesn't live in...
Goes to a different school?
Yeah, goes to a different school.
He's gay.
He's not gay.
He's gay.
It sounds like he's the circumstantial
Tessa's my best
evidence.
Friend, and she's like always over, and it's like no big deal because like I have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's out of state.
She goes to a different school.
So it's like Tessa's just like we hang out.
Yeah, I'm there for her all the time. Every time Hardin drops her, I'm there for her, and I pick up the pieces, and he does.
Yeah, beta cuck.
Yeah, he is a beta cuck.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Huh.
She's so special.
Honestly, I don't like these characters. I don't think that
I'm telling you, I'm glad I had watched the movies before I'd read the books. I would not have read these books if I didn't watch the movies.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck all that.
I think it goes to say I've read all these books in 9 days.
Yeah.
And I can tell you why, because I could gloss over half the fucking dialogue because it was so goddamn repetitive. But it's an intro to Smut. There are 3 more. I want to cover this in the next episode. Yeah. Because it's a lot to digest. This one is also a lot to digest, but these 2 we can kind of gloss over a lot and just end in one episode.
These are crazy.
Yeah, they are very much introductory. It's
like the theme of the book is like that first line kind of on each one. What's the first one on this one? What's that say?
There's only one direction. Follow your heart. What does that one say?
I hate that.
What does that one say?
Oh my god, wait. There's only one direction?
One direction. Harry Styles.
Whoa. I did not put that together
either.
Dude, what a loser.
Yeah. So
what's this one is, can love overcome the past? The past is 3 months.
It's hard, Paul. It's hard.
The past is a bet.
I almost had to, while I was reading these books, pretend that this happened over like 3 years.
And the idea that his parents were like, oh, we love her, like have
She's
her
part
keep
of the
coming
family.
Out, like keep
She's our
bringing her
daughter
over.
now.
We love her so much.
Yeah.
It's been 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
she's fucking the one son and best friends with the other son.
Yep, just only calls Landon when Hardin's not there.
Okay.
Anyway, so let's leave it there.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
It's a lot to digest, but
That
thank
is
you for
a
taking
lot.
the time.
Thank you
You're welcome.
for taking the bullet.
You're welcome. Because it
the bullet.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I felt dumber after reading these.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's like we'll get through these, but I am excited for
Oh.
other books with other
Let me give you
characters
just a
that
little
do things that happen.
Little tease. The book I'm reading right now,
Yeah.
first paragraph, I was like, oh, this is on another fucking level.
Like dirty or just okay.
Better.
Yeah,
Just
like
better.
writing.
Writing.
Yeah.
But also dirty. They waste no time.
Well, good.
It's good. All right.
All right.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
See you next
Okay,
week.
now bye.
Bye.